when you withhold for a long period of time, you eventually find a way to get your needs met. And when your needs aren't met for a very, very long period of time, I think you assume it takes more to actually meet the need than it does, just because you've been without for so long.
I think the center point between those three circles is when we feel the most fulfilled, is when we're in the center. And I feel off center because I'm too far towards who I need to be, and I think I'm missing a lot of who I want to be and who I actually am in terms of quality time with my family and that kind of thing.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Today, for episode number 1847, aligning the three people you are. I know, it doesn't make any sense to me either, and it's a very, very weird title, but Alan and I had a very deep conversation yesterday. We were supposed to record 3 episodes. I'll let you guess how many we recorded. More than 0, less than 2.
Yes.
33% we got done. But we were having a really deep conversation. And at one point, Alan said something along the lines of, I don't know if I'm the right person I need to be right now. Like, dude, are you having some sort of out-of-body experience? Tell him what's going on. And then he proceeded to explain what we're going to talk about today, alignment with the 3 people you are. So I'm just going to kick it to you because I don't really know what I'm talking about.
The first thing I want to say is this is Saturday for us recording, Sunday for you listening. True?
That will be a true, yes.
Happy Sunday, everybody. What's happening? I'm excited to have Kevin and I here helping you reach your full potential. I just wanted to start with that.
I respect it.
So yesterday I had a little mini identity crisis. And
Quick timeout. Now we're going to leave this in. This is live. Is your mic on a different setting today? Alan's trying a new laptop. Is your mic on a different setting somewhere?
Not to my awareness.
It sounded like there might be a little peaking when you talked loud.
It's on 75%.
Okay. Can you take a quick look at Audacity?
Audacity for me? Yes.
Just see if we're
a little
redlining.
Behind the scenes for everybody.
Just see if we're redlining when you're talking into the mic.
Hello, 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 hello. No, we're
normal.
Good.
Okay,
yeah, normal. The waves look good. The only thing is, it's in stereo, not mono. But we can have the team convert.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, let's just run it.
All right, let's leave all that in, team.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Yeah, we want to be. You're on the journey with us. Everyone's on the journey with us. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. So mini identity crisis. We are all growing, evolving. I've been talking a lot about this lately. I'm going to be 36 in November. I'm trying to figure out who Alan 3.6 is. I'm doing it in advance, a couple months in advance. And lately I feel very off center, and I know why. I am definitely putting more on the court than I've ever put on. So we all have expansion, contraction. So everyone picture a time in your life when you were putting it all on the court. You were grinding, you were growing, you were just out there doing it, taking courageous, messy, massive action. That's been me over the last couple weeks. And I told Kev this yesterday. I said, I feel like I'm off center. Podcast this, our show, Conscious Couples. I'm going on other shows. I'm very grateful for all this, by the way, so I'm saying this with gratitude. And then I'm coaching more people than I've ever coached. I've got 2 clients that just jumped to twice a week. I've got 2 clients that just went from monthly to biweekly. So my frequency, intensity, density, duration of podcasting, training, coaching has just ramped way up. And I don't feel like I have a lot of silence between the notes, for lack of better phrasing, to redesign the music. And yesterday, we were supposed to record 3 episodes, and I didn't have it. And normally that's very rare. And I got rocked by a couple different things that happened that I'm not going to get into. But what I do know is I said I don't feel like my best self. And what I meant by that, I told Kev, I said, picture a Venn diagram, 3 circles. Upper left circle is who I need to be to achieve not only my goals, but NLU's goals. CEO, podcaster, trainer, speaker, coach, etc., etc., etc. Then the next circle, so the first circle is who you need to be to achieve your goals. The second circle is who you aspire to be, who you want to be, the type of friend you want to be, the type of intimate partner you want to be, the type of father you want to be or mother. Lately, I haven't spent any quality time with my pets, Tucker, Tauriel, and Tilly, Tiger Lily. Tauriel, whenever I grind and I don't spend enough time with her, she'll go to my side of the bed and she'll knock my stuff. We call it knocking daddy's stuff. She never knocks Emilia's stuff. And if we go away for too many days, I'll come home and all my stuff will be knocked over off my bedside table in the bedroom, and Emilia's stuff is perfectly fine. She's just mad at me. And you can see it in her face, too. She's just, you haven't spent any time with me. So I'm probably a day and a half away from her knocking all my stuff. But luckily Sunday's coming up, so I'll give her some love. But ultimately, I'm not spending a lot of quality time with Emilia or with my little family. And so I'm not in alignment with who I want to be, but I am in alignment with who I need to be. And then the third is who I really am, which I'm refiguring out. What is Alan 3.6? What am I going to leave behind in terms of mindset, beliefs, actions, habits, metrics, persons, places, things, and ideas? What about me in my 36th year on Earth is going to be different? One thing I said recently on the podcast, and I kind of caught myself, whoa, did I just say that out loud? And I said this. I said, I'm never again going to work with someone, ever again, who does not take personal responsibility. And when I saw myself say that out loud, I was, whoa, that's new. And we're reading a book called Identity Shift in book club, and Anthony Trucks actually today, during the day of this recording, came on to book club, and we're talking a lot about identity lately. So that's part of this too, is who is the 3.6 version of Alan, and for Kev, 3.5 version of Kevin. I'm going to be 36 in November. And for you out there listening, whether you're 22 or 47 or our age, what is that?
If you're 2 years old, shout out to you for being 2. That's awesome.
What's the 2-year-old version of you?
Make sure you like, subscribe, share with your infant friends. We appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Believe it or not, we might have a 2-year-old listener, one of the book club members. Shout out to Bonnie. She's also a client. She has a little bub. And he listens, so I got to be careful with the F-bombs. But every now and then, you got to throw one in to emphasize a point.
Of course.
See? Kevin agrees. That's good news. So, again, upper left, who you need to be to achieve your dreams, goals.
Need to be.
Upper right, who you aspire to be, the type of man you want to be, the type of woman you want to be, whatever you identify as. And then the third is who you really are, because you're constantly uncovering who you really are on this growth journey. And I think the center point between those three circles is when we feel the most fulfilled, is when we're in the center. And I feel off center because I'm too far towards who I need to be, and I think I'm missing a lot of who I want to be and who I actually am in terms of quality time with my family and that kind of thing. I
had, you and I were talking about this before we did this episode. I said, I think I need to sleep in tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. Not, I didn't get enough sleep tired, just physically. I'm just emotionally, mentally, physically just drained. And who I've needed to be recently is just get up at the same time every single day, go do the thing, go to the gym, do this. Today, I love getting up early on the weekends. I do. Today, I got up early. I went to the gym. I did legs. It was wonderful. But I feel like the person I want to be is that. The person I need to be right now is I need to just sleep a little bit. Just sleep till 8, maybe. You don't have to get up at 6. You can go to bed at 8. I wake up at 8.
Once a week. I know you love the 6 a.m. thing, and I respect it. I respect it. I admire it. I really do. Emilia and I do the 10 p.m. bedtime, and we're 46 days in a row. However, we go off the rails every Saturday. And maybe I feel like once a week I need a little...
You suggest a...
Zig and zag. I suggest an off-the-rails, reasonable off-the-rails. I'm not saying to go on a weekend bender.
Well, you say 3 glasses of whiskey? Or how many How many would you say?
How many are we talking?
How many
I would just say give yourself the permission slip once a week. And again, this frequency can be catered to everyone. Choose your own life. But ultimately, I actually think it's mathematically sound to give yourself that, because what I would I actually sustain the 10 p.m. bedtime for the rest of my life without ever going? No way. I would say, screw this. This sounds terrible.
Well, is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Exactly.
It's
I don't
not
think
worth
it.
it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. This is the hard thing. There are times, if we were to imagine what it feels like to be out of alignment with the person that you need to be, aspire to be, currently are. No, need to be, aspire to be.
Correct. That was correct.
Is that what it was?
Need to be, want to be, and then who you really are, which is
need to be, want to be who you are.
And the who you really are, I think, is underneath because you have to dig for it, kind of.
Okay.
In the metaphor.
Next Level Nation, what is happening? If you've thought to yourself, I want to try coaching, but you don't really know where to start, group coaching would be a wonderful place for you. That's really why we created it in the first place. We start a new round every 90 days. So if you're hearing this, go to the website, nextleveluniverse.com, and we have the landing page where you can actually hold your spot right now. Even if there's a group going on right now, you can still lock your spot for the next one. The biggest thing that we've seen is as we get closer and closer to the date, unfortunately, some people end up missing. The group fills up and they can't do it, and then they end up regretting that. So please head over to the website. The link will be in the show notes, and we would love to see you there. So need to be, let's say hypothetically, it's I need to be more productive. I need to be more intentional. Intentional means going to bed and waking up. Not just whenever. There's got to be some intention behind it. I'm not saying you got to get up at 5. I'm not saying you got to go to bed at 10. You do your own thing. We have those times where you're laying in bed and you have the moment where you look at your phone and you say, I really should go to bed. All you're saying is the person that I want to be would go to bed right now. That's the person that I want to be. They would go to bed right now. But it's also hard on the other end where the person I want to be would say, Kev, you're getting burnt out. Kev, I know you want to get up at 6 because it makes you feel productive. Kev, I know you want to go to the gym before Taryn wakes up and then you're going to have date day. I know you want to do all these things. But is that what you need to be right now? And I think that's why it's so hard, because the ego says, no, just go to the gym, man. Go lift heavy weight and get up at 6. You're getting 7.5 hours of sleep. You're getting decent sleep scores. But there's that knowing piece of me that says, Kev, just sleep, man. When's the last time I slept without an alarm clock? I have no clue. I could not tell you. I have no freaking clue. Not a clue. Let's give that a shot and see. But there's always that. There is always the conflict.
Yep.
I think conflict is a good thing. I think conflict is a good thing because it's a reminder of what you value as a human being. The conflict of I really should go to bed right now. Or, you know what, I really should sleep in right now. Or I really should send that message right now. Or I really shouldn't send that message right now.
Yeah.
Those conflicts are what help us either stay aligned, get realigned, or realize that we're not aligned in the first place. But it's really hard to visualize those things.
Okay, let's say we go back to the 10-pound and 10-week challenge, Kevin and I. So need to be in a deficit, want to eat high-calorie meal.
Oh, yeah.
We are the type of person who loves food, we'll say, for sure. How do you integrate the three? That's valuable, because if you neglect any one for too long, they're going to take you off the rails. If you neglect, I want Chinese food. Awesome. You can't do it all the time. But if you never do it, you're eventually going to binge.
Overdo it.
Yeah, you're going to eventually overdo it. And so I think there's practicality in, and everyone needs some non-negotiables, because I know this sounds conflicting. Well, you guys never miss an episode. There's a couple things that are non-negotiable that I never miss, Kevin never misses. But the zig and the zag in between these three things, it's very, if you don't integrate these three parts of your nature, it's not sustainable.
There is a scientific term for this, and I don't know what it is. We're going to talk about science in the next episode.
Nice.
What a freaking nightmare for me. We're going to talk about science in the next episode.
I think you're more of a scientist than you give yourself
Maybe
credit
I
for.
am. I have Bunsen burners and beakers and all sorts of stuff lying around that I play with occasionally. I got my goggles and I have my
now we know Kevin's image in his head when he thinks of a scientist.
100%.
Now we know.
Bunsen burners and
Hundo
beakers.
P.
Hundo P. There is a scientific thing, I believe, that is essentially going off the rails. When you have that rebel inside of you that says, I don't really care. I'm going to stay up until 2. I just don't care.
Yep.
Or I don't care that I'm not going to eat 26 tacos. Don't care. I'm going to order 26 tacos and see what happens. There is something to that because
it's called the rebel.
It is. It's the rebel.
Everyone has a rebel. Yep.
When you withhold for a long period of time, you eventually find a way to get your needs met. And when your needs aren't met for a very, very long period of time, I think you assume it takes more to actually meet the need than it does, just because you've been without for so long.
Definitely.
So that's another interesting thing.
It doesn't take, looking at the time.
2 minutes.
Yeah, so I put 16 hours instead of
16
minutes.
hours. It's going to be a long-ass episode.
Yeah.
You better buckle in,
So
son.
Kev had me set a timer, and he said 17 minutes. I put 17 hours. So it's been 15 minutes since then, I can see, because it says 16:45. Wow. That's the state I'm in.
What a huge oversight.
Huge oversight. Slight percent error on that one. So I talked about this with a client recently. I said, you need to know where your superchargers are. So the metaphor, I've said it before, but the Tesla has superchargers and then trickle chargers, and the trickle chargers take forever. So picture the iPhone or your Android and the Amazon knockoff chargers that take forever and don't ever charge anything.
And they make your phone so hot.
Yeah.
Why is it smoking?
That's probably
Is
not
it supposed to be smoking? I don't think so.
Well, you did save $3, so
that's true.
good.
Yeah. Now my phone's on fire in my pocket, so that's not great.
So yeah, go with the main charger. But if we all have Tesla superchargers or iPhone chargers that work in this metaphor, what are they for you? For me, watching a good film, we're watching one. Oh, I don't know the name of it. I really don't. It's a swimming one. It's a period piece. It's awesome. But it doesn't take that much. I don't need that much. I need 30 minutes will make all the difference. But the difference between me having an hour of R&R a night and me having no R&R is the difference between someone who will eventually go off the rails or someone who can sustain this. And it does change. Your center point changes because each of these circles change. So only you can know for you what's optimal in terms of, and if you have that honest conversation with yourself and you coach yourself and you sit yourself down and you say, okay, I know that I've been on point, and I know that if I don't go to the movies or order Domino's or whatever it is, I'm gonna hate this and I'm not gonna be able to sustain it. And if you don't satisfy those needs ever, it will eventually take the driver's seat or the wheel, and it will drive you right on into a weekend bender in this metaphor. Obviously not a bender, but at the end of the day, you got to find a way to meet your needs. You got to understand what they are, and you got to do it in a sustainable way that's not destructive.
If you do it 80% of the time, if you do the positive thing 80% of the time, you're going to make progress. As long as the 20% of the time does not overweigh or overpower the 80%.
Yep.
In this, we'll do a revisit of this episode in the very near future, because I think we could do a really deep dive when you and I have more than a couple brain cells that are operating on a very high frequency. I think we're riding the struggle bus a little bit, but I also know this probably would benefit from having a longer episode.
Okay.
So we'll dive into this one. We'll dive into this one.
Find your center in between those three. What you need to be, in order to achieve your dreams, what you want to be, and what you aspire to, and who you really are, and try to find the center point between those three, and that's a constant thing you have to consistently calibrate, and it changes year over year.
Consistent calibration.
Yeah.
Speaking
Would
of
you say you're centered? You in the center?
I don't even know who I am right now. Yeah, I think. I had my identity crisis maybe a month before you. One of us always wins that race. This time it was me. Mm-hmm. Usually it's closer. I think usually it happens closer, but
you think it was a month ago, dude. That was like last week.
So
yeah, it is close.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I feel like it. I feel the most dialed in I ever have. Nice. I had a moment where I was getting ready to go to the gym today, and I was like, it's Saturday. I'm going to listen to My gym's 5 minutes away. I'm going to listen to music on the way. And I said, no, you're not. You don't feel as good when you listen to music. You feel as good in the moment, but you don't feel as good as looking down on the character of Kev. If you're playing The Sims. I listened to whatever book you recommended. And then I recommended it to Taryn. I was like, you're going to love this book.
The Art of Thinking Clearly?
The Art of Thinking Clearly.
Yeah, that was recommended by Bianca. Shout out to B.
Shout out to B. It's a great book.
Is great. Yeah, that's probably making it my top 10.
Speaking of top 10 books, if you have not yet purchased a Next Level Dreamliner, again, I will not talk about something I'm not using. I use this Bad Larry every day. I love it. I'm not just saying this because it's our product. I am so excited to use it every day. I feel like I'm crushing life.
Nice.
And is this the reason? No, it's not just this, right? But this is a big piece of it. So we'll have
No, it's just that.
Just this. Yeah, never mind. Quit the podcast, buy the Dreamliner. We'll talk to you in 3 months. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Also, Group 16 is officially closed. This is the first ever group that we've had that every single person in the group is a podcaster.
Whoa.
I might have a mental breakdown out of excitement.
I just made it sound like
wild.
I didn't know that. I did know that.
I was gonna say, what are we doing here?
I'm pumped. It's going to be awesome. Thank you. Shout out to everyone who did sign up. Group 16 is all podcasters.
It's going to be very different.
Yes.
We are literally going to redo the entire program to make it more aligned for podcasters. Just this one, not everyone. Yep. Right. Next time, if there's no podcasters, it'll be completely different. That's the beauty of it. Okay, we're going to go. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. We are grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.